Sometimes staying on property is the best thing for you, and then other times staying off property is always going to be best for you because you like to try to save money. So today we're going to dive into a hotel off property that could possibly save you money on your next Disney World trip. Flamingo Crossing has a lot of stuff going on. There are a lot of different hotels, shopping centers. This is also where a lot of the Disney World houses their college programs and stuff like that. So it's just maybe half a mile outside of the Disney World bubble. But today we're going to talk about our experience at Residence Inn and Flamingo Crossings. We stayed there during the busiest time of the year, this past December. I know, we're almost ready for our September trip and we're just now putting this video out. I know, sue me in the comments down below, all right? There are a lot of good things about this hotel that I enjoyed, and there are a lot of bad things about this hotel that I did not enjoy so much. The number one thing that I enjoyed about this hotel was the price. While December can be some of the craziest times of the years to go to Disney World, it can also be the most expensive time to go to Disney World. You have to kind of weigh your options. Is it really worth it to go with the level of crowds and getting to see the Christmas shows, Christmas parades, Santa Claus Goofy, all of these things that happened during December and at the first couple of days of November? You got to ask yourself, is it really worth going? A lot of people go because school is out. So that's why it tends to be the busiest time of the year. So during this time, hotel prices on Disney World property can anywhere run you upwards of $300 per night for just a value resort. So when I found out that Residence Inn was offering half of that price, why wouldn't I jump on the idea of going during that time of the year? When we get to the hotel, the hotel is actually set up really, really nice. The rooms of the hotel are actually a lot more spacious than that of a value resort. But again, you're not staying on property, so you don't get any of the amenities for staying on property, such as early theme park entry, advanced dining reservations, individual lighting lanes. We'll cover those here in just a minute. The hotel itself is laid out really, really well. The pool is very easily accessible. They have their own towels. I think during this time of the year, the pool was open, but it was like 20 degrees. So nobody was going to the pool during my trip at all. So if you're going during a hotter time of the year, you can probably expect people to be in the pool just because it's hot like it is right now. So just kind of keep that in mind. Something that I really enjoyed a lot about this hotel was the fact that you got free breakfast buffet every single morning. The free breakfast buffet offered like Mickey waffles, scrambled eggs, sausage, bacon, the normal breakfast buffet stuff like you would get somewhere. It's not like 5-star breakfast. I don't even think there is a such thing as a 5-star breakfast, but this was not it. It was free food, and anybody is not going to turn down free food. That's just how it is. So I don't want to complain about the food because it was free. It was complimentary. It's not really a big deal. But I felt like it was a really good thing to kind of bring the people down to get them ready. Let's talk about our early theme park entry. You do not get it at this resort hotel because it is not on Disney World property. Some of the neighborhood hotels that are on Disney World property, you will still get early theme park entry, like Resort and Spa, all the Disney Springs hotels like Drury Inn and Suites over there. You'll get early theme park entry there, but you won't get the other two, which we're going to cover here in a minute. Advanced dining reservations for staying at a hotel like this and for staying at a good neighborhood hotel, even if you're in the Disney Springs area, you have to make them 60 days from the day you're going to be at that park. So staying on property, you can make all of your advanced dining reservations 60 days out from the day that you check into your trip for up to 10 days. But staying at a neighborhood hotel or staying off property, you have to make your advanced dining reservations 60 days from that day. So just kind of keep that in mind. If you're trying to get some really high-end dining reservations like Space 220 and Chef Mickey's and, stuff like that, you probably want to kind of weigh your options here. If those are kind of like a make and break for your trip, then I would probably just wait and go to a slower time of the year. Something else, and this is the only bad thing about this resort, and this was a deal breaker for me, is the transportation. They have complimentary transportation, or they say it's complimentary transportation. You pay like $5 per day. But the buses only go to two locations. The buses goes to Animal Kingdom and Transportation and Ticket Center. So if you wanted to go to Animal Kingdom and Magic Kingdom, and that's the only parks you were going to, then it's a no-brainer. You know, you just catch the bus to Animal Kingdom one day, you go to the TTC, and then you catch a monorail or a ferry boat, and you're at Magic Kingdom. But if you had to go to Epcot and Hollywood Studios, you still have to you either have to catch an Uber, drive yourself, or you have to go to Magic Kingdom, walk over to the Contemporary Resort, and catch a bus from there to either of those two parks. Um, this is a very, very time consuming method. And I know what a lot of people say, that time is money when you're on your Disney World vacation, because, waiting in lines is so strenuous. So I would honestly say, if you're going to go anywhere, I would honestly either be driving or using a rideshare service. If you're going to Animal Kingdom, it's not a big deal, because you just catch the bus to Animal Kingdom and you're done. Okay. But if you're going somewhere else like Hollywood Studios, for example, or Epcot, it would be best for you to use a rideshare service, or just catch a ride with someone that's going to the same park as you, because it's going to take you upwards of anywhere between 90 minutes to 120 minutes to get there. So kind of just keep that in mind. That was the only thing I didn't enjoy, was the transportation to and from the parks. Just want to kind of remind you that during some of the busier times of the year, like when the parks are closing, Uber and Lyft are going to upsurge their prices because of the demand. So if there's going to be a higher demand, then they're obviously going to raise the prices on them. So just kind of keep that in mind. You're going to pay upwards of anywhere between $40 and $50 for a one-way ride during the busiest time of the year. In September, I think it's like half of that. You're paying like 20. If you get a minivan, you're going to pay upwards of about $40 for a one-way trip. Easily said. Let's talk about Disney Genie Plus. If you are not using Disney Genie Plus during this time, then this next part will not affect you whatsoever. But using Disney Genie Plus in the parks is something that we've really grown accustomed to, because we've made a couple of videos about it. But the one thing that really hurt me staying off property while using Disney Genie Plus was the individual light and lane selections. This is how Disney Genie Plus works, for those who don't know. At 7 a.m. at the start of your day, you are able to make your first light and lane selection. Now, you can make your next light and lane selection when one of two things happens. When one, you use your original light and lane selections, or 120 minutes pass. When it comes to individual lightning lanes, those people staying on property can make their first individual lightning lane selections right at 7 a.m. For those staying off property, you cannot make your individual lightning lanes until the park opens. So for example, let's say you were going to Epcot and you wanted to get an individual lightning lane because you didn't get the virtual queue for Guardians of the Galaxy. You would have to wait until 9 a.m. to buy your individual lightning lanes. If it's a really peak season, like the really, really busy, they're going to be sold out before that time gets there. Believe me. Hollywood Studios opened up at 8 a.m. I was trying to get a Rise of Resistance individual lightning lane. By the time 8 o'clock rolled around, they were sold out. So, yes, not a fan of that. But if you're staying on property, then you just make them at 7 a.m. with your virtual queue, and it's a no-brainer. It's really straightforward. But everything else overall, aside from missing out on the individual lightning lanes, I didn't find the dining reservations to really be a big deal. If I wasn't able to get one, I just supplemented it with something else that I was able to get that's kind of similar. Like I love eating steak, so I would always try to get something where I couldn't get Le Cellier on a certain day. I swapped my park days and went to Hollywood Brown Derby. If I couldn't get Space 220, I got Le Cellier instead. So I was always implementing and changing different things and trying new restaurants out just to kind of see what I would like and see what's going on. So I really didn't find that to be too much of a hinder. I did find the fact of not being able to plan well for transportation was really, really a big thing. But I don't really think that has anything to do with the hotel. I think that has more to do with me and learning the whole process. But I enjoyed the staff. The staff of this hotel was always really, really nice. I had one issue with my room, and they come up and they fixed it, fairly quickly. And they was always really nice and coming in cleaning the room every other day. So it was really good. The staff and everybody was really nice. The hotel was very, very well cleaned. New Year's Eve, they even had a party going on downstairs. I stopped by and grabbed me a cocktail and went back upstairs to my room to work on some videos, because I am not a party person. But the hotel, I mean, it's a really good hotel. If I wanted to stay off property, I would go back to this hotel. It is very nice, very well put together. This is a little bit on the newer side as well. So I really enjoyed staying there. Even if you wanted to get your grocery orders ordered there as well, they'll hold it for you. They even held my bags for me when my room wasn't ready. They held my bags as I went to Disney Springs and came back. My room was ready when I came back. So they had already actually delivered my bags to my room for me. So that was really, really sweet of them. So as far as what I would rate this hotel, I would rate this hotel a 4 out of 5. 4 out of 5, not bad for an off-property resort, given the fact that during December it was only $135 per night. You can't really complain. You're paying half of the price that you would to stay on property, so you're going to have some things that you're going to miss out on. So if you're saving money, that's probably all it boils down to. So that's going to do it for this one. If you guys have stayed at this hotel, make sure to let me know what your experience was in the comment section down below. If you guys are new, don't forget, hit the subscribe button, give me a thumbs up, and we'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.